And we know that the price of everything has went up, especially food, gas, electric, all those things that have to be paid for.
Okay.
And our program has to pay for them with the same amount of money they were getting 10 years ago.
Good evening and welcome to Captions. I'm Andre Bohannon, your host. And again, I want to thank you for choosing Captions over all the other options and alternatives that you had to do tonight. And also helping us again to extend our record of some 35 years or over 1,750 broadcasts that we have brought to you, the community. Tonight we're going to continuously talk about some of the outstanding things that are going on in our community that is provided by the Community Action Agency as we celebrate its anniversary. Tonight, as you can see, I have two outstanding guests. I have Robin Berry to my immediately left, and to her left is Joyce Banks. Ladies, welcome to Captions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'm quite certain that most of our viewers here in the Peoria area, as well as in Tazewell, may recognize or should recognize you because the two of you have made some outstanding contributions on your own as far as meeting the needs of the community and serving the public. Tonight, I'd like for you to identify your connection with the Community Action Agency and some of the responsibilities that you have professionally as far as that is concerned. Robin, what is it that you're now doing with the Community Action Agency?
Well, I'm in sales.
Sales, okay.
Yes. Community Action Agency, or PCCEO, is the developer for Spring Grove Subdivision. We have a contract with the city of Peoria to act as the developer for the area just directly across from Valeska Hinton School. Many of the people may have seen the new houses that have been there. I believe we built our first house in 2000, but before that, I want to say Diane Cullinan with Prudential Cullinan Properties actually was the first developer for that subdivision. She came in and acted as developer for 8 years, and no, for 7 years, and built 7 houses. After that, we came in, I believe it was 2000, and we've had development for just almost 10 years, and we've built 25 houses since that time. So what I do is sales. Anyone who would like to build a new construction house in that area, we have 5 lots left. So all they need to do is just give me a call at the Spring Grove office, because what we did is we actually, when we came in, we decided to put an office directly in the subdivision. Because people were coming through, they didn't necessarily know who to contact in order to get information about the subdivision. So we put an office right on site, which would help us do future sales. And not only that, it was a way for us to better serve our clients who did have a house under construction at that time. Because most people who are building their first house, you know, they want to be there at every phase, when you pour the foundation, when you frame it, when it finally goes under roof. And so if they had any questions, we were right on site and we could go through plans, see if there were any modifications or anything. So,
well, I am so glad that McFarland Bragg and the board took over that project. That was a project that was started many years ago. Now, I can't remember whether I was on staff or on the council when it began. And I personally feel it's one of the best areas to build a home. I know years ago, and maybe you can
Yeah.
share are the lots still free for people?
The lots are still free.
Okay. That in itself is worth $20, $30, or $40,000 in this area, because some people are paying that much to live way out there in the boondocks, which isn't close to anything.
You know what, that is true. And the houses that we build in Spring Grove range anywhere from our first houses ran around 125,000.
Okay.
The last house that we just constructed was 240,000. And so even though this is close to the downtown area, or it does have a 61605 area code, don't be fooled into thinking that, I mean, we may be south end, but taxes are north end, because they range anywhere from 2,500 to over 5,000.
Well, I tell you, I think it's a plus to be near the downtown. In fact, that's,
Yes, it
that's
is.
another feature. I mean, you're only blocks from the downtown, the Civic Center,
Yes.
the Peoria Chief Stadium. You're only blocks from Bradley University. You're only blocks from the Medical Development Center and all of the hospitals. So again, as far as being centrally located, and to also have a free lot, people ought to be lined up out there as they used to be when they were having cheese handouts or those other kinds of things back in the day, when people would be trying to get some of the government cheese. Because I just think it's fantastic, and I'm glad that you're there, because you are quite a salesperson, and I'm glad that the agency has taken over that.
Yeah. And what was really good about it too is many of the individuals who did purchase a house there, a lot of times one of the things that you see in different areas is the city, they may come in an urban area, tear everything down, and then eventually the people who live there, either you got some infill houses that they're doing, or even if they're redoing a whole neighborhood, what normally happens is the people who used to live there or still live there can no longer afford to live there. And so what happened in this case, most of those people who were relocated out to other areas, their grandchildren came back and bought those houses. And these were houses that they grew up in. And so it wasn't like we saw a demographic change in that area. You know, you got professionals who came back, who were raised in that area, who came back and built houses in that area.
Well,
and that was really great.
In addition to the Spring Grove, which you're directly in charge of, hasn't the PCCEO, or Community Action Agency, also done some extensive infilling in neighborhoods as far as new homes and construction and things like that type?
Well, they've done 2 tax credit deal. The first one was 80 houses that were all located on the south end, and then the second tax credit deal was 60. So we have done 140 tax credit houses too. And the good part about that is, on that tax credit deal, these are leased to purchase for 15 years, and then it provides an opportunity for home ownership in year 15. Our first tax credit project is going to, the 15-year lease period will be up in 2013. And so we are already working to get those people prepared to be able to get a mortgage that's going to be very low, you know, very low, for them to purchase that house.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, as you've thrown those numbers out, I would guess to say that PCCEO is probably one of the major residential developers here in the Peoria area.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other builder over such a short period of time that comes close to the number of homes, which basically is a part of neighborhood development, offshoot of economic development, and the most important, improving the quality of life for individuals and families.